The NCAA finally exonerated Auburn of any wrongdoing, especially involving Cam Newton this week. But now I got a new case for you, NCAA. Anthony Della Calce over here, another winning week. What's going on, NCAA? You have to investigate this.
I'll admit that there might have been some money exchanged in a dark alley. How do you think I can afford these really nice ties? But honestly, it was really all on the up and up.
Well, we can only hope it was on the up and up. Anthony, 4-3, another winning week. If you followed your picks last year, this is a bit of a shocker.
Maybe it was just like a freshman curse. Maybe, they talk about the sophomore slump. Maybe this is like the sophomore streak.
Hopefully you're a super sophomore to those watching. I went 4-3 as well. I haven't had a losing week since week 1. I'm loving that. Craig, on the other hand, the only one to have a losing week, he went 3-4.
This is more like it should be with Craig on the bottom.
I'm still saying, NCAA, get your act together. Get on the Anthony Della Calce train. Something's going wrong here. But now, this is game day. We're going to start game day off in a big way here. Number 6, Oklahoma State, goes into number 22, Texas, as huge favorites. Oklahoma State has a great offense led by wide receiver Justin Blackmon. But if you're looking for a reason to pick Texas, Coach Mack Brown is undefeated. He's never lost a game following the Red River rivalry.
That's a great statistic, but sometimes new trends are set, and I think you're going to see that here. You mentioned wide receiver Justin Blackmon. I think you're going to see a lot of connections with quarterback Brandon Whedon. Oklahoma State has the #1 offense in the country. We saw how tough Texas had it last week trying to slow down Oklahoma. I don't think they're going to be able to slow down Oklahoma State. Yeah,
Oklahoma State has a better offense than Oklahoma, so you can't like Texas's chances in this game. But hey, anything can happen. Who do you got winning?
Anything can happen, and what's going to happen is what people expect to happen. Oklahoma State is going to put up a lot of points. They're going to win this one 50-30.
Yeah, Oklahoma State, they're -8 in this game, but they're going to win it 42-28. Staying in the Big 12, number 20 Baylor goes into number 21 Texas A&M. This one's going to be all about offense. Robert Griffin III, the Baylor quarterback, he's explosive. Texas A&M's offense, they're explosive. You got to love this if you love offense.
Yeah, you mentioned a quarterback for Baylor. Texas A&M has a pretty good one of his own in Ryan Tannehill. You're right, this is all about the offenses. Baylor's got a great pass offense with RG III, as he is known. Texas A&M and Baylor, however, both have suspect defenses, which doesn't bode well. You're right, there should be a lot of points scored in this game. What really concerns me, though, is Texas A&M's pass defense is absolutely atrocious. That's not a good thing going against the nation's most efficient passer.
Yeah, and Baylor, they're the only team in Division I, averages 300 yards passing and 200 yards rushing. That's unheard of. That's why they're the best in the nation. Texas A&M, like you said, bad pass defense. But who do you got?
I think this is another case where Texas A&M plays a close game but loses in the end. I like Baylor in this one, 42-38.
Yeah, Texas A&M, they're -9.5 in this game. I got them winning a close one, 45-42. And now the matchup I'm most looking forward to, number 11 Michigan goes into number 23 Michigan State. This one is all about Michigan's quarterback, Denard Robinson. You remember that Notre Dame game where they came back in miraculous fashion? The biggest moment of that game, however, second half, the coaching staff unleashed Denard Robinson for the first time that season. They wanted him to be more of a pocket passer. They opened him up. Look what happened. Now he goes into Michigan State.
You got to use the talent that your athletes have, and obviously Denard Robinson can move around, so trying to keep him,
Brad! You lost an upset pick for the first time. Boo-hoo-hoo. Go cry in Anthony's mullet. Let me guess, Tennessee will be in your doghouse for it. And Anthony, I guess I'll give you a pass this week after your Hokies beat my Canes. But didn't I tell you that that was going to be the game of the week? On to my picks. LSU, -16. Oklahoma State, -8. Oregon, -15.5. Auburn, +2. Ohio State, +4. Baylor, +9.5. And now, on to my game of the week. Bitter rivals clash in East Lansing as number 11 Michigan goes into Spartan Stadium. Last year, the Wolverine season turned for the worse after losing to the Spartans. This time around, Michigan comes in undefeated once again, and their counterpart, Michigan State, boasts the #1 defense in the nation. Michigan State must contain quarterback Denard Robinson if they want to have a shot at this one. I, however, just can't see the Spartans shutting them down 2 years in a row. Robinson and the Wolverines win convincingly, 38-21.
Well, I'm happy to hear that pick, but how do you get a pass? What is this?
You know what? I'm going to return the favor. I'm going to give him a pass because what the points he talked about make a lot of sense. Michigan State does indeed have the #1 statistical defense in the country. They slowed down Denard Robinson very well last year, and obviously they're going to look to do the same thing. The key in this game is making Denard Robinson be that pocket passer. Turn the game into throwing situations because he's been a little bit interception prone this year when he throws the ball. So if Michigan State can do that, they'll be able to slow down Michigan enough to let their offense put some points on the board and take some pressure off the offense to not have to score every time they have the ball.
Yeah, the only problem with that theory, Michigan State has a terrible offense. Not sure they can even score, even against the Michigan defense, which granted, much improved from last year. This one's still huge rivalry. Michigan State's won 3 in a row. They haven't won 4 in a row since 1950s. The 50s, man. The 60s, man.
Well, we're going back to that decade because Michigan State will win this game 24-21.
I'm a little shocked with that one, but I have, as you might have guessed, Michigan +1. They're going to win it 31-24. Next up, Ohio State goes into number 16, Illinois. This is a matchup Illinois has been waiting for. They haven't beaten Ohio State on their home turf in 9 straight tries. Can they swing that momentum?
Well, if they're going to do it, this would be the year to get it done. How often do you look at this matchup and look for reasons to pick Ohio State? Illinois is the prohibitive favorite in this one. I really like what quarterback Nathan Chilhouse has been doing for the Illini. He's a real playmaker. On the other side, Ohio State's offense finally showed some signs of life against Nebraska last week. The question is that a trend or is that just an aberration?
Yeah, I think I'm going with the latter on that one. Illinois, as you mentioned, has got a couple of playmakers on offense. Ohio State can't score on offense. What does it add up to?
It adds up to Illinois breaking that streak, winning this one 30-20.
Yeah, Illinois -4 in this game. They're going to win it 28-21. #1 LSU goes into Tennessee this week. You know what? Tennessee couldn't beat Georgia at home. How in the world are they going to beat LSU? Give me a reason, Anthony.
I have no reasons for you. Tennessee looked overmatched against Georgia. They looked overmatched against Florida, the same Florida team that was just looked overmatched against LSU. They don't have a prayer. Sorry.
No. And they're starting a backup quarterback as well. Matt Sims is stepping into the Lions' den, or the Tigers' den, I guess you could say. This one is not going to be pretty. LSU should roll in this game. Still, SEC battle, maybe?
No. LSU can just decide how many points it wants to score. It'll win this one 40-17.
Yeah, LSU -16. I've never been more in not doubt about a 16-point favorite in my life. They're going to win it 34-7.
A lot of people in Oklahoma feel the Sooners were disrespected by dropping from #1 in the preseason polls down to #3. Well, the Sooners turned around and took that aggression out on the field against Texas last week. Huge win. Texas may not be what it used to be, but Oklahoma took care of business in an impressive fashion. Welcome to the Penthouse.
You know, sometimes it's good to be predictable. So guess what? Tennessee, get in the doghouse. You know, normally I wouldn't even put you in there because I wouldn't care. But you broke my streak since the 2009 season of correctly picking upset winners. Thanks a lot, Volunteers. You're in the doghouse. Back to the SEC. Florida's going into number 24, Auburn. This one's going to be an interesting matchup. Both offense struggling. Florida's playing a backup quarterback. Auburn's quarterback, not so good. How does this one go?
Yeah, a lot of issues for both teams heading into this. Florida's licking its wounds after Alabama and LSU demolished them the last couple weeks. As you mentioned, they've got quarterback issues. Auburn has a quarterback, Barrett Trotter, who looked good at the start of the season, hasn't looked good lately. They need him to get back on track if they're going to win this game.
He looked good against a couple of bad opponents. That's probably the way it's going to go. This one can come down to the running game. Florida, they haven't looked good the last 2 weeks. Maybe finally they get that running game on track.
Well, they got to stop Michael Dyer if they're going to even have a chance in this game because they're probably going to lean on him, Auburn. I like the Tigers, 25-20.
Yeah, Florida's actually the favorite in this game. They're -2, but I'm picking them to win 24-21. Finally, we go over to the Pac-12 for a big matchup. Number 18, Arizona State, goes into number 9, Oregon. The big news here, Heisman hopeful Michael James is doubtful because of a dislocated elbow.
You can't replace a guy like that, that's for sure, but Oregon's still got a lot of playmakers, starting with quarterback Darren Thomas, who certainly can help step up and fill the void running-wise. If Oregon blocks well, no matter who's running, they should be able to reel off a lot of yards, especially with their up-tempo system. I don't know what Arizona State's going to be able to do in this game to try and keep up with that up-tempo pace.
Oregon, with or without LaMecca James, you said it, they have tons of weapons. They're back to averaging over 50 points a game. Who wins this one?
Arizona State will keep it close for a while, but too much Oregon in this one. 38-24 Ducks.
Yeah, Oregon's minus 15.5 in this game. And I got them winning it. Oregon, 38-24. For everyone here, from Craig, Joe, Anthony, I'm Brad. We'll see you next week on GameDay.